Welcome back, guys. This is the start of chapter 1. So the first thing that we need to do first is we need to figure out the name for our male Gotharita. Uh, this is gonna be fun. I'm hoping that the stats and the personality will match the story. I have a feeling, I have a very bad feeling that his nature and the abilities are gonna suck a lot. It's just like gut feeling. It almost feels like this is gonna be ridiculous. All right, so the name that we're gonna have is Eugenia Benson. Woo! Eugenia Benson. Looks like we should I guess start the story. Just give me a second to set this up. Do 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 do. All right, here we go. Where am I? A dazed boy with black pigtails groggily gets up from the grass. This is not the throne room. Clutching his head, the boy tries to recall what happened. I definitely died. Betrayed. But how am I? Looking at himself, he could see that it wasn't his fully grown body. Then a splitting headache came as memories bombarded his brain that did not belong to him. The first memory was his training with his psychish father and learning the move Psycho Cut, laughing after successfully cutting a branch from a tree. The next memory was him getting into a fight with a fellow classmate and finding out his inherited bloodline from his mother. Volatile scales gave him the edge to win the fight. Wincing. Another memory started to play in his mind, using strong winds conjured by him to blind and push back a Darkian, giving him a chance to escape. This body's name is Eugenia? Eugene for short. Looking at his body, he saw the scrapes from when he ran away from the Darkian boy. He remembered his soul seems to have merged with the boy, and the once mighty Crimson Emperor is now inhabiting a new body. That's right. Psychish race is naturally weak against Darkians. I couldn't do any damage to him, so I ran. He was just outside in the forest closest to the town where he resides. Icky Town. So I have started a new life. Well, I should be thankful to Eugene. You are now part of me and I will not forget. I will achieve your dream of becoming an adventurer, as it will be part of my plan to get my empire back. Eugene started walking towards the town gates with a bit of a limp, a black bruise on his throat and his earlier encounter. A black bruise on his throat from his earlier encounter. Eugene? Another boy with green hair calls out. Ha! It's Max, Eugene replies, recognizing his school friend and rival. Jeez, you look worse for wear. Did you get caught by that second year? Max curiously asks as he starts to help Eugene by placing his arm over his own shoulders. You could say something like that, with a foolish smile on his face, Eugene replied. Let's get you home, so your dad could fix you up, Max stated before the two boys started heading to the psychish house. After getting to the house, his mother glared at him from the window as she looks back, and then another figure exited the house. His father, Kukui, sighed before placing his hands on top of Eugene's head. Eugene, your mother is going to get mad again. Probably bit off more than you could chew again. I taught you so you can defend yourself, not to get into fights with everyone who challenges you. I know you hate to lose, but you should know your limits. Kukui sighed once more. Father, you know me well enough already that I won't run unless I need to. That's why you should teach me some moves that work against Darkians, Eugene replied. As they talked, the bruise on his neck started to disappear. Well, Mr. Benson, thanks for healing him, but you should stay close as I'm probably gonna hurt him again, Max said with a sarcastic smile. Well, Mr. Benson, thanks for healing him. You should stay close as I'm probably going to hurt him again, Max said with a smile. As Eugene's friend and rival, they tend to spar with each other often. Well, I guess I can be your referee. I know you both want to become adventurers, but I don't get why you two cannot just form a team together. Why did you both decide to compete by making your own adventuring team when you graduate is beyond me. But you're both young and headstrong, so it makes sense for someone of your age, Kukui said while shaking his head. Of course they start fighting again when he just gets home, his mother chimes in from the side. You do know you only half psychish and the other half is shapeshifter, hence why you can get a bit more defense from other races, but still. You don't even know what you're gonna be looking like when you're finally fully grown. As punishment, you will keep the pigtails that I gave you until I feel like you could go to a different hairstyle. There, I'll accept this punishment. Yes, mother. Needing to still act like a child and using the same tone as the original Eugene, he continued. Let's start, Max! The boys separated and gave each other room before getting into their battle stance. Speed swap! Eugene started using his eyes to carefully match Max's movements. Haha, I wore extra weights because I knew you would do that! Max taunts as he calls water around him to form a dragon-like tail. Aqua Tail! The tail of water was heavy as it hit Eugene square in his face, causing him to be pushed back. I'll have to swap back, he thought, and quickly used the speed swap again. This time not directly calling it out, which was a little out of character. His father Kukui noticed that he didn't call out the move. I guess he's starting to get better, he mused. Still, he should have tested it out with an attack first to see who was faster. Getting the swap didn't save him from the second strike from the tail of water hitting him. He was lucky his body got used to it after the first hit, and it didn't do a lot of damage the second time. Eugene was definitely feeling he was running low on stamina. Time to end this, Max! Psycho Cut! Forming a pink blade in the air. I'm ready for that too! Baneful Bunker! As his green hair grew and protected his body from the strike, but now he was panting. Getting his original speed didn't save him from the second strike from the tail of water, but the damage was reduced thanks to his volatile scale ability. Eugene was definitely feeling he was running low on stamina. Time to end this, Max! Psycho Cut! Forming a pink blade in the air. I'm ready for this too! Baneful Bunker! His green hair grew and protected his body from the strike, but now he was panting. A 7-year-old stamina was not a good match for such an exhausting move. Then he started to get ready to drum on his belly, but was quickly interrupted by another Psycho Cut from Eugene. Not fair! Cried out Max, as he wasn't expecting the move due to Eugene not needing to say out the name. Sticking out his tongue, Eugene sent out another one. Oh crud! Baneful Bunker! Blocking another one of the strikes, he kneeled on the ground exhausted. Then he saw another pink blade coming at him before being tipped over on his back. I lost again, Max said in between pants while lying on the ground. Whew, that was close. You got trickier this time, Eugene praised as he walked towards his friend and lied on the grass beside him. Kukui and his wife sighed at the two, but they noticed the grass being illuminated.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Looks like you gained a new technique, Eugene's father started to say. Looks like you have a bit of a healer in you after all. From what I can tell, this allows you to mentally connect to the grass, and in return, it'll give you a bit of stamina back after a minute or so. Good for protecting a team. That's surprising. But your grandfather always said we were descendants of monarchs in the past, his mother added. Interesting. Eugene, we may be connected by blood. Which one was pregnant and didn't tell me? Most likely, yeah, her. Most likely her. I see, she must have survived after the fall. That's good. Oh, that means there may be others. I'll need a good team with me in order for me to create my empire again. A lot of the techniques they displayed today are from their family lineage. The Sun Empire, in which they live in now, believed that all races should intermingle to make a more united race. So interracial relationships were heavily advised, and some people believe that shapeshifters were one of the best to marry, as they technically can turn into any race. Well, Mom, I'm hungry. Max, you staying for dinner? Eugene whined before asking his friend. Yeah, I have to go or my mother's gonna kill me. Looks like you have a new move to use too. I'll also get stronger, just you wait. As Max got up and started to run to his own home, not forgetting to wave goodbye. Well, let's go eat. Dinner was ready before your little match here. As the family of three went inside, Eugene smiled as now was a time of peace for him.
And that concludes chapter 1. So, what can we say about chapter 1 here? Eugene, our protagonist, has a jolly nature. I almost died a couple of times this run. It's great. I'm already feeling that this story might be shorter than I expected. Hopefully I could get to my first encounter. I haven't gotten Pokeballs yet, so even if I did lose, it would just be a replacement of the hero once I get Pokeballs. Other than that, that is the chapter. So it's going to be continued, chapter 2. So like and subscribe if you guys want me to keep going. Have a great day.